So the verdict is in on the Whitmer trial. Adam Fox, who was one of the two defendants who was on trial, and Barry Croft, the other, were both found guilty on all charges. Conspiracy to kidnap Whitmer and attempting to procure a weapon of mass destruction. And listen, these guys are like sorry guys, right? These are not admirable people. These are not people that you point to and say, oh, there's a good role model. There's exemplary behavior. No, these guys are losers. These guys were doing things and saying things that they obviously shouldn't have been saying. The rest of their lives were a disaster of alcohol and marijuana and living in the basement and having to use the bathroom at the restaurant next door because they didn't have a running water in their own home. I mean, these guys were total losers. But the FBI took advantage of the fact that they were losers to try to frame them in a plot to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer so that the Biden administration could paint all of us who were dissenters of the lockdown agenda as being violent crazies who would commit acts of domestic terrorism. So Adam Fox and Barry Croft, in their original trial, the jury could not reach a conclusion. It was a hung jury. That's why they had this retrial. It's actually unbelievable that a jury would come to this conclusion after the bombshell testimony that we heard from the FBI informants during the actual trial last week. If you didn't listen to the episode where we talked about this last week, it's called Bombshell Testimony in the Whitmer Fednapping Trial. Go listen to it. What these undercover FBI informants who were working Adam Fox and Barry Croft, what they did and what they said and what they led these guys to do is textbook entrapment. So conspiracy to kidnap Whitmer, attempting to procure a weapon of mass destruction. Here are my questions. Who invented this plot? Was it Barry Croft and Adam Fox? Did they themselves plan to kidnap Whitmer? Did they have the capacity to carry out this plan after they planned it? The answer to that question is no. It was the idea of the FBI informant to kidnap Whitmer, and the FBI informant then trained these guys and tried to lead them to buy these weapons of mass destruction. Who staged the buy? Again, the FBI informant. And no, was there money exchanged? When they went to meet this other FBI undercover agent who was pretending to be a bomb salesman or something, there was no money that exchanged hands. So I don't understand how that can be a crime. These people were not posing a credible threat. They were obvious losers, and the FBI took advantage of them. It's kind of striking to me to sit here and think about the state of our nation right now. If you are an idiot, if you are a loser, if you say stupid things, then you can be entrapped by the FBI and convicted of domestic terrorism. Never before in our country have we lived that reality, where if you're a loser, then the left can successfully convict you of domestic terrorism. Yet that's the reality that we're facing right now. And this is what the Biden administration wants to distract us from. This is a serious violation of civil rights. This is an abuse of power that's taken the federal law enforcement agency that's supposed to keep us safe and turned it against us, law-abiding citizens.